One place where Donald Trump is now exerting federal power is fighting narcotics. So for years and years, the federal government has the DEA, but didn't really do anything. The stat is staggering in the United States. You've got, 1 million people dead from ODs, 800,000, more than 800,000 in the last 10 years. But it's way more than that. Now, it's partially our fault because so many Americans want to kill themselves with narcotics. We live in a free society. They choose to live that kind of life. Okay, got to acknowledge that. But the gangsters and the terrorists that are importing the narcotics do so with impunity because there are 5 narco states: Venezuela, Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, Honduras. Those countries allow, the government assists the cartels in packaging and transporting drugs to the United States. So that's big. That's big. So earlier this week, you may have heard that the U.S. Navy blew a vessel coming out of Venezuela off the face of the earth, killing 11 people who were, as the government says, transporting a shipment of drugs. So they blew it up. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning. So President Trump has had enough of this, and he's going to use the military to attack the drug smugglers. Do you object to that? Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Now, I haven't heard any, I'm sure there will be, but I haven't heard any progressive objection to this yet, but there will be. You know there will be. Now, Mexico doesn't want to cooperate because President Sheinbaum, as we reported yesterday, is afraid of the cartel. She's afraid she's going to be killed. Now, if you're afraid you're going to be killed, resign. Because the cartels are destroying your country, not just harming us. Venezuela, Maduro, the dictator there, has already been charged with drug smuggling. If he leaves Venezuela, U.S. agents will pick him up, and he'll be tried here. And who did that happen to? Hello, Noriega, Panama. So you will remember that in 1989, President Bush the Elder used the Marines to go into Panama, invaded the country, grabbed Noriega, flew him to Miami, where he was charged as a drug smuggler, convicted. And then he went all around and he died in prison. He went back to Panama City at 83 in 2017. But there wasn't an outcry in this country when President Bush picked up Noriega. And we swooped in and we grabbed him because he was violating our national security. Okay, when you hurt Americans with illegal narcotics, that is a violation of our national security. And the president has an obligation to do something about it. But the presidents haven't, because they didn't want to be like Trump. Obama didn't want to be like Trump. Biden didn't want to be like Trump. Even if Romney had been elected, or McCain would have been a little bit more aggressive. But you go back to Carter. Carter didn't want to be Trump. Reagan didn't want to be Trump. Clinton certainly didn't want to be him. They didn't want to put themselves in that position of going into federal court, of being criticized, of the press mocking you. They played it relatively safe. Trump does not. He says, I got 3.5 years left. All right, I don't have to run. I'm going to do what I think is necessary to strengthen the country. I admire that. Not that he's perfect, he's not. And I've told him that. Okay? But he's trying. Cold and flu season coming on up. We all know it. And it really is nothing to take lightly. So when people start getting sick all across the country, medications disappear. Everybody wants it at the same time. So it's very, very smart to have a pharmacy you can count on, like All Family Pharmacy. Right now, they're helping Americans get ahead of the curve with 10% off antibiotics, antivirals, other essentials. You know how important it is to have the right meds when you get sick, particularly when your kids get sick. You don't want to be going into the doctor's office, spending all the time. You want to have them at your home. So if you have a few months' supply, you don't have to worry. And that's what we're doing here. If you believe in in medical freedom, okay, and taking care of your family, as I do, this is the pharmacy for you. Please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use code BILL10 to save 10%.